Thanks, Jess. The man accused of gunning down 5 people, wounding 2 others in McGregor back in 2022 appeared in McLennan County Court for the first time since a judge set a trial date in the capital murder case. Nicolas Jaimes-Hernandez remains paralyzed from the waist down after being shot by police in the September 29th attack. He's charged in the deaths of Monica Aviles, her teenage children, Miguel and Natalie Avila, as well as Lori Aviles and her daughter Natalie, who lived next door.
News 10's Nate Smith was at the McLennan County Courthouse today and has details from the hearing. Nate?
Today, the court discussed several logistical questions ahead of his trial date later this year. One being that Jaimes-Hernandez's attorney is given a draft of a questionnaire that will be provided to prospective jurors once the jury selection process begins in July. While on the topic of jury selection, Judge Thomas West also approved a motion that will allow the defense a list of names of those who participate in any potential mock trial, in hopes that those individuals can be kept off the jury for the actual trial. Also given to the defense a hard drive containing all prior discovery in Jaimes-Hernandez's case to be used as they prepare for trial. It's also worth noting they were granted court orders to obtain the defendant's financial information from private institutions because the defense believes they're necessary due to Jaimes-Hernandez's mental state. Jaimes-Hernandez's lawyers also warned the judge that they could ask for a continuance in the future due to concerns for the amount of time it will take for the defense to properly analyze Jaimes-Hernandez's mental health records. As it currently stands, Jaimes-Hernandez's trial is set for September 14th of this year. The district attorney is seeking the death penalty in this case. Reporting in studio, Nate Smith, KWTX News.